So, last video I talked about The Grapes of Wrath, a film and a novel that is way too big both historically, culturally, and just plain dense of a book to be covered in just 6 minutes, especially while I'm still trying to learn my editing software. Still, it was a lot of work, so I thought this video I'd cover something a little bit easier. It being so close to Halloween, I figure vampires.
Say it out loud. Say it.
Vampire.
Are you afraid?
No.
No. The last Twilight movie came out 5 years ago. When the hype hit its peak, I was 15 and I jumped on that love-hate relationship like the rest of the internet. Nothing else can be said about this series that hasn't been said. I'm 23 right now. I think it's best to just let the series lie. That's better. Vampires, or Vampire $, was John Steakley's second and last novel following a vampire extermination company subsidized by the Catholic Church. While the novel ends with the company expanding into a full operation, the adaptation takes away the company and makes vampire hunting a full international undercover op. James Woods plays Jack Crow, the leader of both the film and the novel. The best way to describe his character would be,
forget whatever you've seen in the movies. They don't turn into bats. Crosses don't work. Garlic? You wanna try garlic? You stand there with garlic around your neck. One of these buggers will bend you fucking over and take a walk up your strata chocolata while he's sucking the blood out of your neck, alright?
While the film has Jack as the toughest tough guy in all of toughdom, the novel has him breaking down with the crew dealing with a job that's taking a toll on them. There is a lot of drinking in this book, guys. I'll put it this way. I once drank a Scandinavian under the table. I once drank so much at a pumpkin carving party that my hand was carved more than the pumpkin, and I didn't feel a thing. My grandmother's maiden name in the old country literally translates to tavern. What I'm saying is, I haven't read about anyone drinking this much since I sat down and read the literal science of drinking. Like the novel, the movie has Team Crow slaughtered by a master vampire, leaving the book with Jack, Kat, and Carl as the last remaining team members. This guy here fits the description for Kat, though Mark Boone Jr. plays him in the movie and Carl is not in the adaptation at all. Instead, we have Tony Montoya. Tony takes place for Carl and Kat. He's the right-hand man and the tech guy. After the attack, the church appoints Father Adam to the team. While Father Adam in the book is the info guy who knows more about vampires than the crew, in the movie...
Who set us up? Was it you? Oh! Open your mouth. Language. Try again. Stop it! Get the fuck out of here!
He is the quintessential nerd and the team's punching bag. The novel didn't do much with him though, and he was in the background for most of the part, but the movie gave him much more to do for the team. These vampires are strong. In both the book and movie, when you first turn, you act more like a zombie, but no headshots will kill these guys though. In the novel, being bitten is very much the same in the movie, but what's different in the movie is once bitten you have a psychic link to the vampire that bit you. It's at that point that the film goes completely different. I'm not just talking about how vampirism works, I'm talking about everything. In the novel, Team Crow looks to hire a gunman, Jack Cross, when he was working for the DEA. He's nowhere in the film. Our master vampire is given a whole different name, a backstory, motivation involving a black cross. The motivation for the novel's main baddie is killing Jack Crow. The novel plays straightforward and simple. A western. You have the traveling man wandering into town to clean it up. This time it's vampires. John Carpenter wanted that from the novel, the good, the bad, and the very, very ugly. If it wasn't for the beginning and a scene at the end involving a jailhouse elevator, this adaptation could be considered in name only, making sense why the movie's called John Carpenter's Vampires. Between the two, films usually never hold up to the book. In this case, I think is an exception. The film had trouble with a budget cut and going over schedule, but it's a solid story that keeps going even during exposition dumps. It's short, but it doesn't overstay. The novel suffers mostly editorial problems. When describing scenes, Steakley tends to have a sentence run on, and when characters have a piece of dialogue, it often ends with an exclamation point, only for it to be told that they whispered. At 350 pages, it really could have used about 100 less. I'm probably being hard though. Reading the reviews on Amazon, the book has its audience. It's hard to be critical of a book where a football-playing character's name is Dale Boy Jock. This was Steakley's last novel. He was working on a sequel to his first book before sadly dying in 2010 from liver complications. The movie went on to have 2 sequels, with the second starring, and I'm not kidding, John Bon Jovi. This is C.B. Smith, and thanks for taking a page.